We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers and world forsakers, and I don't remember the rest, and it went by too quickly. I used to know that by heart. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers and world forsakers, on whom the pale moon gleams. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. There we go. I know more of it, but that's not what we're here for. So, let me check that everything is working. Everything seems fine. For YouTube, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to A Tale of Two Kingdoms. Yes. Let me tweet out that I am live. Clicky, come on. There we go. Right, and let's load our game. Now, for the VOD, as you may recall from the previous episode, we were brought into the country of Thalen, I believe it's called, which has a problem with a nearby goblin army. We have some tense history with Thalen, I'm afraid. But nevertheless, we're the people available, so they called on us. We were invited into the castle of the ruler of the land, who was acting a bit odd. But all went well. Okay, things didn't go all that well. There was a bit of argument at the dinner table. But in any case, we retired to bed, only to find the king murdered shortly thereafter. The apparent murderer disappeared behind a pillar, and the guards found only us, leaving us the apparent murderer. We were quickly captured, but made our escape, stealthed our way through the town, and came back out here to our friends and family and allies. We have Taliesin the Bard, Branwen the mercenary captain, who is our companion. I can't tell whether we're friends or whether we're beloveds or whether we're best friends or whether it's like brother and sister or what, but we're clearly quite close at any rate. And yes, what we have on us, we have a dagger given to us by Branwen. We have our notepad. Oops. And we have a rusty nail, which we picked up in the stables, if I recall correctly. So, now it's time to explore the land, see if we can figure out what's going on, solve some problems. Little crab scurries to and fro. So, one neat thing about this game is that there are multiple solutions to a lot of the puzzles, so it's not quite as linear as... Oh, that looks interesting. Anything in there? The stump's not hollow. And we're not about to taste random's toadstools. That's probably a good idea. Anyway, so as I was saying, there are multiple solutions to many of the puzzles, so unlike many point-and-click adventures which are essentially linear, there's a degree of non-linearity here. I don't remember which puzzles have multiple solutions and what all the solutions are, but, well, we'll find out. So we have some apples in the trees. We have a wooden shed. It's fallen into disrepair. A bucket with, some apples. Let's see if we can get our hands on some apples. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a problem. Someone becomes angry with us for stealing their apples. But we've taken several fresh, juice-filled apples from a basket. Can we eat them? No, apparently we don't know how to eat apples. Shed's door is locked. The ladder's too big to carry. Okay, moving on then. It's a lovely land, this, and there is some nice art in this game. This fellow. Greetings, O traveller. Be welcome to our hamlet. We met this guy at the dinner the preceding night, the dinner that became a little bit contentious. He's one of the local leaders, a druid, I believe. I am known as a Meldin. Might I learn your name? Now, here's a question. should we tell him who we are? Because we're known as a murder, a regicide. So should we introduce ourselves by our name, Meldin? I presume we're of Gorthak, I don't remember that offhand. Should we call ourselves Bran? Or should we prefer to not speak our name? That seems like it's a little suspicious. This is a little dishonest, and I believe we do have an honor score, so even if it weren't for my dislike of dishonesty, I'm not sure it would be wise to be dishonest. So, this is dangerous, but I'm going to give it a shot. I am known as Meldin of Gorthak. I have heard of that name. This is not a good time to be Meldin. In the city, intrigue is afoot and seeks to snare him. Surely you are just another nameless traveller who has scant to do with this plotting. So, stranger, what has brought you to Havgan? Okay, so he's at least not listening to everything that's said about us. So what does a druid do? My duty is to take care of the village and the surrounding lands. At present, that means helping with the harvest. Our orchard has grown rich. Does he know about fairies? Never call them that. You should speak of them as the fair folk, lest you insult them. And that's actually true to folklore, I believe. They have lived in Thaylen since the dawn of memory and can still be found in the forest. And yes, we will be seeing the folk. Has he heard about the king's death? That I have. A dagger in the back, or so I am told. It appears that this Meldin is to blame, but perchance that is but subterfuge. After all, the gods would look foolish without a scapegoat. I like this guy. Can you speak with animals? To some extent, yes. It is not actual speech, more a form of communion. It depends on whether the animal wishes to commune back. For instance, ravens tend to be more interested in shiny objects than in what humans might have to say. Spiders are oft too busy, mice are mostly too timid, and birds of all kinds tend to prefer music or song. What does he think about the goblins, our local problem? Theirs is a simple lifestyle that would be appealing were it not for their reliance on force. Their presence in Thaylen is hazardous. Already they have slain the badger who was my companion. It gets lonely without a friendly animal by my side. Are you still looking for an animal? That I am, but with the goblins loose in the forest, watching over Havgan takes precedence. And maybe we can find a new animal companion for him. What is the shed in the orchard for? 'Tis naught but a tool shed. Methinks I have the key on me. Could you do something for me? Ask Druid to... wait, what's this? Oh! My staff is made of a thick branch of ancient oak. It is almost as old as I am. Okay, so this is his inventory. It is a smooth, water-worn stone with a hole in it. The self-bored stone allows one to see through glamour and illusion. And that's another bit of actual folklore. In fact, there's a fair bit of actual folklore in this game, as I recall, which I think is quite neat. This brass key opens the tool shed at the orchard near Havgan. Ooh, okay, so, ask Druid... No. Ask Druid to give this to me? You can borrow it if you like. Haha! Alright, can I get that self-bored stone? Because that seems really useful. This is not handed out lightly, nor is it something to be borrowed at whim. Okay, so maybe we have to do something in order to get that. We have a stone well. You can see the sky's reflection on the water. You're not climbing down the well. There might be a dragon down there. I think that might be a reference to King's Quest 1. In fact, where there was, in fact, a dragon down a well. Now, we could go back for the shed, but I think this is a fairly short branch. Yes, okay, so let's finish this off first. A worn cloth bag lies abandoned on the ground. You look over the bag and are surprised to find it whole, and thus without a hole. You take it with you. Okay, there's nothing... Oops. The trees would not fit in my bag, no. Okay, so it's an empty bag, but potentially useful. Okay, don't need any of that. No desire to reach through the layers of spiderwebs to pick up some dust from the ground. Okay, looks like there's nothing much else in this area. I have played this game before, by the way, but it's been a long time, so I do not remember everything. So sometimes I'll remember things, such as that little side path. Sometimes I will not. Oops, that one. There we go. The key fits. As you turn it, the lock springs open and the door slowly squeaks open. Let's see what's in here. Hold on. This shed was a lot smaller on the outside. Maybe it was made by a doctor. Let's see. Farming implements, a wicker basket. Can we have that? If you were hired here to pick all the apples in the orchard, you would find this basket most convenient. However, at the moment you don't need it. Okay, fair. Rake and a hoe. Unfortunately, this isn't Ultima, so we're not going to get a hoe of destruction. 9 buckets, which does have a hole. Cartwheel, heap of bags. Hedge trimmer could be useful. Circular saw. Or a shovel. Ooh, that looks neat. A small green vial sits on the shelf amidst other things, but it is noticeably more shiny and less dusty than just about everything else here. Okay. Ooh, a scythe. Can we have the scythe? Okay, can we have it? No. I want to keep my feet. Okay, I'm going to come back to that last because I'm pretty sure I want that. Yep, definitely not ready for that. Look, you're never too old to start a spider collection, and you can clip me on that. No. Oh, hey, we can take the shovel. You carefully take the shovel out from behind the bags and take it with you. It's an adventure game. You never know what you're going to want to pick up. Okay, so let's... there's a cowbell there. Okay, so the vial's out of my reach. I'm going to save before I do this. Using the shovel's blade, you push the vial off the high shelf, then deftly catch it in your hand. Hey, that worked. Okay. Can I put the shovel back? I probably still need it. No. Okay. But, just in case it had an effect, affected my honor or something like that. So what is this? Small vial of pungent green liquid. The vial is decorated with engraved leaves and vines. Okay. I think we should find out... Oh, hold on. Are these anything? Jam. Oh, well. Well, if we're ever in a jam, we can come here. I want to see whether this guy knows about this green vial. It is decorated with leaves and the like, so it's a potent elixir that causes plants to grow rapidly. Okay, that could be useful. Not sure how precisely, but you never know. Oh, hey, there's an open door here. Much like love. Good day, young man. You must have followed your nose to the smell of fresh apple cider, hain't you? Hey, we metaphor. No, I reckon not. Pray tell me your name. My name is not important. I happen to believe that good manners are very important, young man. Oh, all right. Okay, we're not going to introduce ourselves as Parada because she might well know who that is. That's the... I'm not sure what he is, but he's someone high up in the local court. I still don't like lying about who I am. Meldin, at your service. Meldin the murderer, who killed good King Vortigern. That is a horrible trick to play on an old woman. You ought to show some respect to your elders. I apologize, my lady. That joke was in bad taste. Indeed. Now, what is your real name? Oh, all right, fine. We're going to have to do it. I am known as Brand. That is better, do you not think? My name is Niame, and I'm pleased to meet you. Whew, okay, so I think she has heard of the king's murder. Yes, 'tis troublesome times, and a king can be stabbed in his sleep. Vortigern was a great king, and we shall miss him. Does Vortigern have a successor? Of course, there's Princess Rhiannon. But that's an interesting one to read. But we traditly have a king. But we traditly have a king. It would be better if the old king had a son instead. Ah, but them's wishful thinking. Do you see any goblins around? Nay, our brave soldiers keep them goblins away. Besides, what would they want in this here hamlet anyway? Do you know about... We're still calling them fairies. Hard to find the fair folk are. Best stay on a good side and they might help you when you need it. Them folks in the city say there are no more of the fair folk, but they be naive and wrong. But do not go looking for them. They do not like nosy people, and you would not find them anyhow. What are you doing in here? Making cider for the harvest feast. Hey, you never foreseen a winery, stranger. I need lots of apples for the drink. 'Tis a family recipe. 'Tis said that even the fair folk cannot resist the taste of it. Maybe we can give us some apples. Can you tell me about that druid? Megan? Sure, 'tis a good man. Brings luck to have a druid in the village too. He rarely leaves the woods, and he returns as swift as he can. He's a quiet type, but helps out where he can, and he keeps them woods safe for us. Let's see. Could you do something for me? I be an old woman, and ye still young. Methinks ye should be doing something for me. Do fairies rarely drink cider? Careful, stranger. Name them the fair folk only, lest you call all unwanted attention to yourself. And yes, the fair folk are most fond of wine and cider. Should you find yourself caught in their mischief, mayhap that can persuade them to leave you be. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for your time. Come by any time, youngster. Okay. Well, let's give us some apples. Ma'am, how do you like them apples? Just add them to the bowl so I can make them into juice. Okay. Your help is kind to this old lady, young man. If you fetch me some more of the apples, I'd be most grateful. Okay. I've no idea whether that accent is right. It's probably drifting all over the place. I'm just trying to read her accent as written. Okay. So let's do a bit of fetch questing, shall we? Thank you for the help. If you want, you can take some for your own, and I'm sure to have a bottle somewhere. Ah, excellent. Empty bottle. You're welcome to take some. I've got me plenty. Oh, nice. I don't think there's likely anything else in here. No. Let's move along. So we got some, apple cider, smelling strongly of ripe apples. So, if we meet any other folk, that should be useful. For a minute, you thought there was a hole at the base of the old tree, but then you realized that it's just a trick of the light. You peek into the shadows at the base of the tree, but find nothing but moss and earth. I have a suspicion that when we get hold of that self-bored stone, we might want to have another look at that. Right. Exactly, bird, exactly. Okay, and that brings us back here. I don't think we have a map of any sort, so we're just going to have to sort of explore and find our way. Okay, so let's see. Now here's the thing. I remember something about the sea. So, I'm going to try something. I'm not sure where I have to leave from for this. So this might not work. But I think that if I swim out far enough, and we might be too early in the game for this too. But I think that if I swim out far enough, there's a lone and wondrous island that we might discover. Let's see. A large glass jar lies discarded in the sand. You wonder what it's doing here. Maybe it washed ashore. Examining the jar more closely, you notice it contains what appears to be a human brain stored in some kind of alcohol. That's disgusting. Don't know what that's a reference to. You're on a small deserted island in the middle of the ocean. The harsh sea wind blows over the rocks and sand. You can barely make out the Thalen coast in the distance. Okay, I think we're here slightly too early. I think we actually need the self-bored stone for that. So I'm just going to load for sake of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh well, sake of convenience will do. Stone bridge that was appears to be shoddily put together from the remains of an earlier bridge. Seems to have been lined with small figurines once, but the ornaments are long gone. That reminds me of Prague. They have this beautiful bridge lined with statues there. It is amazing. Water is cool and refreshing, and its gentle sound soothes your ears. Okay, can we go this way? Explore every direction. Goblins. You come upon 2 goblins sitting near the path. They don't seem to have noticed you. You know, we just saved. I don't know why we're still sitting here. Because the war leader is cracking your head open if you stop scouting. Hope his ears fall off. We knows where the village is and where their mercenaries are. We don't need to be scouting anymore. You shut your mouth